All right, we're coming at you today live from the surface of the sun. It's so hot here. That's why I say that, by the way. But we have some motorcycle stuff here. Oh, Stunt Rider 9000. So this is like a little subframe cage, I think, that goes on the bike. And then those are like little sliders and then a tag bracket. And the sliders have little threaded holes in them. Got to mask those. There's the same thing right there on the end of the peg because there's a little rubber or a urethane snubber that goes in there. Same thing there, so we're gonna mask those. And then down here, I noticed when I was blasting it, there's two threaded holes on the bottom. So we got all our plugs sitting right there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're right there. So what we're gonna do is throw this in the oven and put some heat in it. And when we pull it out, we're gonna do this in a color called Universe, Prismatic Universe. It is a black with a bunch of holographic metallic flake in it. Very, very expensive. I about passed out when I seen the price of it. This stuff's like $50 a pound. So you got $100 worth of material going on here. You know what I mean? Well, not really. I probably only really should have bought a pound, but what if you have to recoat the base or something? You don't want that to hold the job up. So, and it's a pretty cool color, so I'm sure I'll use it on something. But I won't have a lot left over. I'll probably use close to a pound. You got to think a lot of it's going to go on the floor and, you know. All right, we're going to get this in the oven, get it heated up, and we'll be back at you with the spraying of the base coat. All right, let's turn this a little bit so you can see a little bit more of that subframe. All right. So we got everything hot, ready to go, ready to spray it. We got to put our plugs in. I take the plugs out when I'm done spraying so that it doesn't leave a flashing around the hole. I don't like that. I like a nice clean look. For a while, I used to, on my own stuff, I wouldn't plug anything. I would just tap them when I was done so I could have that clean look. But then once I figured out that if you pull the plug out, there is no problem. It melts right over. Well, that was that. And we got the two hiders that are hiding down here. Oh, those are really hiding, but that's only because of the way I hung it. Actually, both of them are just pointing down because of the way I hung it. All right, well, let's put our ground on. This is Prismatic Universe. Got to get my light hat. It's not a hat, it's a visor. It's a light visor. Look at the metallic in that. You can see on the handle of the gun. I mean to tell you that baby's got some metallic in it. All right, well, let's do it. Oh God, it's got some metallic. And this is just a quick and dirty, wow, it's holographic as it gets. Holy crap. Oh, by the way, in case you can't tell, I never sprayed this color before. Customer come in and chose the color and, you know me, okay, I'll do whatever you want. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to pick the color. I'm not an interior decorator or a motorcycle designer. I'm a powder coater. I do it whatever color you like. God, it's got some holo effect in it. Holograph, I mean. There's a little, when you don't want to like flood something with material, the pulsing technique actually works pretty good. I just want it to get in there. I don't want to close the hole up. You know what I mean? We got a little of that. Boy, this has some real holographic effect on it. Woo! I mean, to tell you, normally when you spray powder and you're doing it cold, you don't get to see it, what it's gonna look like, but man, this is just a quick and dirty base coat, but let me pull you off here. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up. Oh yeah, there it goes. Boom, you can see it on that plate right there. Shoo! That's pretty crazy. Now I see why it's $50 a pound. There is a lot of different color metallics in it to make it do that. I mean, they are floating all in the air. Look at these dudes. They're just bang, bang. And that's just a base coat with a hot coat. That's not even like anything real. That's me just moving my head up and down, keeping the camera in the same spot. I got a light on my head and I'm nodding my head. You can see it going off. So the light changing on it does it too. It's pretty cool. All right, well, we're going to put this in the oven and bake it just a little bit. So it's 350-ish. And then actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it cool all the way down and I'm gonna dust it up so it's all dusty. You notice how this is hot, right? So it's kind of shiny, it's got the holographic effect. And this dude is just like it was. You know, it didn't melt at all because that cooled so fast that, you know, I probably should have shot that first, but on that little piece, it doesn't really matter. The thing that I really put heat in it for was this and a little bit for inside of there. If you look, there's holes there. They're cups. But yeah, there we go. I'm gonna wait till this cools down. I'm gonna dust it back up and then we'll put it in the oven. All right, we're back. She's nice and cool. Ready to dust it up. Should turn the booth on. Hopefully you guys can't even hear it because I got voice isolation on. I'm really hoping that it's, the last few videos I used it in, it works well. All right, so we're gonna go down here and get the harder to, oh, that bitch is chapping. I forgot to hook the ground up. You hear that? Sounds like welding? That ain't good. You wanna know why it sounds like welding? Because that's what it's doing. But it just doesn't have a lot of power. It doesn't have enough power to melt the metal, that's for sure. And I've mentioned this before, usually on the second coat, it takes it real quick and real easy. That's so long as you don't try to get the gun too close. But as you see, you can tell it's electrostatic because you can see that it's wrapping around that side. I haven't sprayed from that side yet, but I bet you it looks powder coated from that side. We're gonna go all the way down the line here. They got most of it. You can't assume that it did it though. Yeah, ain't no doing that. Well, I'll tell you what, this stuff has some metallic in it, boy. And every color that you can think of is in there. Woo-wee! It don't look a whole lot different. Dusted up, I mean, whoop. Let's see a little funkiness right here in the metallics. We need a little distance shot right here. Always good to go around and get yourself a little look at it. I usually do this with the light out, but this has got so much metallic in it that you can't hardly miss it. I mean, all right, so now it's in the oven. We're gonna bring it up to 330, 350, somewhere in that range. And then we are probably gonna go 350. It's got so much metallics in it. And pull it out, let it cool, and then we gotta clear it. So we'll show you that here in a little while. All right, we're in here, we're back in the booth to clear it. This is what it looked like after the second coat of base. It's not really a second coat, I just, what I call Ollie doubled it. That's what we look like. Tag bracket. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go over here and grab our old clear gun, and let's do it. And get you guys right in there where you can see something. Wait a minute. All right, there we go. As you can see, it's just, you're just trying to cover it in white at the end of the day. Pretty simple. The clear really wants to go on there, as you can tell. It just kind of does it. Now, you see like right there in that corner where it ain't in there? If I try to pound it from here, it just ain't gonna do it. What it wants is from another angle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around here on this side and do the side shot of it in the same way. Now, what do you see? Whoops, where'd that go? That's one thing, that's just experience. If you find it where it's not going, you're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? It's just not doing it. So you have to change your angle. You have to, you know, go from the other side. There's all kinds of little tricks that you can pull that will make it all happen for you. Oh, well, you just once might make a mistake live on camera. And all y'all are gonna say, oh, that's what you get for taking the plugs out. Yeah, I forgot to put the plugs in. I forgot to put the plugs. I was gonna go down here to get this and realize that no pluggo. There's gonna be no helping them. Yep, they're gone. Nothing but net. All right, so now we're gonna go back. That's not the right gun. Boy, you mess around, put black on there, it's over. That spot right there, in between them two, you just don't want to do it. All right, that's all you're getting out of that. But I got it. Sometimes it's you just got to figure out what it wants. All right, so that's kind of what we're going to look like, all dusty and whited up. Get a little look at it again. You've probably seen enough. We just want to make sure we got it in all the little areas and the nooks and the crannies. And we did. It looks like it's a little dark right there on the end of that, don't it? That means somebody might have holidayed the end of that peg right there. Oh. It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up. I put black on it. Remember when I said I didn't want to do that? Oh. Oh, well, that screwed me hard. Okay, well, what we got to do is blow it all off. That's all we can do. We got to blow it off. Can't have black on. It happens. There's the downfall of having two guns. I got one over there and one over there. That one's loaded with black. I'm doing another job in black, and I'm just trying to clear this off the cart. Well, I grabbed that gun and sprayed black on it, which is what I said I didn't want to do. So what we did is we blew it off. It's all good. I looked at these real close. I wasn't on the gun very long. I only touched it and I was like, oh man. All right, so we're gonna try to do this again. And hopefully this thing don't turn into a bag of shit. And this time we're gonna use the right clear, the right gun. Oh man, all right, here we go. Oh, it turned into a bag of shit. It's gonna have to go back in the oven. Those are the places where I touched it. Nah, maybe not. It's doing it. I went to swinging around and getting all crazy And oh man, yeah, we're done. We're done here. I'm gonna have to put it back in the oven or something. Hey, it's me, dumbass, and I'm back. Okay, so what we did here is I blew it off as much as I could, then I put it in the oven. And I was in there like 5 minutes. I shot it and it was 270 when it came, or 250 when it came out. 243, I think is what it actually was. So we let it cool again. It's down back to, you know, pretty cold. And this time we're gonna put the plugs in it that are sitting over here on top of my hopper. You know, I could have cut all this out and I could edit all this out and not have it in there, but I'm putting it in there because this is the kind of stuff that happens, okay? Maybe not necessarily as stupid as this, but this kind of stuff happens and you got to know how to fix it on the fly, okay? As you saw, we were having electrostatic problems. It was weirding out. Oh God, it would have been terrible if I would have just sprayed it and baked it. I cannot do it. So what we do is we put it in the oven, and that going in the oven actually eliminates the surface static or the mirror charge in the surface, okay? When you put your first coat on, the mirror charge is in the metal. When you put your second coat on, the mirror charge is in the actual coat of powder that you put on. So you have a staticky, leftover, built up static in the part. And then when you try to put you blow it off and try to put it on again, no, it's not gonna do it. It's gonna do what you saw. And it was poop turding from the beginning and I was kind of gonna fight it on there, but so, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab that clear over there. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. You see how that gun is on and that gun is off? That's supposed to be an indication to you that when you grab it and pull the trigger, hey, why is this off? I'm supposed to do that, but sometimes you don't always do what you're supposed to do. You know, that happens. You know, this is the real world. You know, it's not textbook. Everything just doesn't go perfectly. And I figure that the best thing to do is to show you how to fix it and how to recover it and not have to redo it, hopefully. You know, the next step for this is to go to the stripper and be stripped and come back and start all over. Blast it again, do it all over. Piss poor. I don't like that. So we're gonna go ahead and clear it and I'll come back with that here in a second. I gotta put a little bit of clear in the hopper. I don't want to be low on clear when I'm trying to do this. That will be bad. All right, we'll be back in one little minute and just a little minute. This is different than a big minute. So we'll be right back. And movie time, it's like right now. All right, stupid Mike is back. All right, we got a little bit of clear in the hopper and we're going at it. We're gonna go right over here to this clear gun and do it though. We do not want a repeat of that. We do not want a repeat of that. And this should coat just like it did the first time, hopefully. I mean, all except for maybe if we put some light on the scene, we might be able to see what we're doing. And then again, clear is about maintaining your distance. You do not want to get the gun too close because you get freakouts. Just like you saw. That was a major freak out. That was like, whew, that was a colossal freak out. But as you notice, see how it's taken it clear perfectly. And the reason that is because we got rid of that bullshit surface charge that was on it. And that's what you have to do. Or you're just gonna ruin it. We did this good from way back last time. It kind of just did it. So what I did was what I actually did is if you look out there, you can see the other cart that's got the little pieces on it. I took this off, put it on another cart and just baked the other stuff. All right, so that's done. And then I went home and beat the old lady, kicked the dog. Then I came back and I was refreshed and ready to go. No, I'm lying. I'm scared of her and I don't have a dog. So that's just really, you want the truth. Basically, I just took that stuff off, baked it, and then I blew this off as good as I could. You can't get it all off. When it's clear, it doesn't really matter. Or even if it was the base, it would matter. I would have to rebase it because I think the metallic would be a little freaky. But I just put it in the oven for like 5 minutes, warmed it up, pull it out, let it cool off, and it gets rid of all that surface charge. So that's it. Let's go ahead and remove pluggies. Bloop. You gotta have that sound effect, that homemade sound effect. You should have heard the sound effects when I turned the camera off after I sprayed that black on here. You can't put them kind of words on YouTube is what I'm telling you. Jeez. I hate when I do dumb stuff. I mean, that was completely uncalled for and stupid, but I did it and you got to live with it sometimes. Things like that happen, man. I mean, this ain't a perfect world. It's just not. We're gonna take y'all with us for a ride. You guys never been for a ride to the oven. I just figured that wouldn't be interesting. And it's not. See? This is boring as hell. This is why I don't show it. It'd be good B-roll or some kind of thing, but I'm lucky to get A-roll, never mind B-roll. I don't even know how you... These people are just getting too fancy with these videos. Over-processed turds. All right, and we got these over here that are already cleared and ready to go. Gives you a pretty good idea of what we got going here. You got a little fat picture framing a little bit at the bottom there. And that's just because I tried to get inside the hole. I just don't, what I don't like to happen is even though a urethane goes in that hole and you don't see it, what'll happen is when they wash the bike gets wet, whatever, it'll rust in there. And the brown water is what I call it. When you mix rust and water, what happens? It turns into brown water and it runs out and it gets, what if the bike frame's white? Then what? Now you got brown water and it's coming out of this, something I did. Nah, we can't do that. So we did this instead. It's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. Okay, well, we will wait for that to bake.